Welcome, welcome, Truth Nation. It's another great week. Um, I hope you all are having a great week this week. And welcome to another great episode of The Truth Ain't in Us. I'm Tanya Wilder, your host. And tonight, guys, I want to ask you a question. Truth Nation, let me just start here. Tonight, we're asking a question many couples probably won't answer honestly, but are married couples still building a life together? Or are they just living separate lives under the same roof? I mean, statistics really show that nearly 4 million married couples in America are living what's called living apart together. So they're calling it living apart together. And it's happening all over America. And we're going to talk about that a little later in tonight's episode. But before we do that, I want you guys to please like and subscribe to our page and hit the notification button. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining the show. And please like and subscribe and hit the notification button. Okay. As the show continues to grow, we're going to keep bringing you guys real conversation where we tell and speak our truth, and hopefully you speak and tell your truth at the end of the day. And just a little note here. Here, our conversations, we actually speak the truth, we own the truth, and we say what people are afraid to say out loud. And we're just going to keep it moving. I want to welcome, and I want you guys to welcome Truth Nation, Don of all Dons, Dondi.
What's going on? I'm here.
I
Let's
love.
go.
I just love saying Don of all Dons.
Hey, that's me. Hey, that's him. That's him. That's me. Well, hey, thank you for having me again. I'm ready to get rocking on a great show again. Let's do it.
Well, before we jump into that, anything going on this weekend with you? What did you do this weekend or this week? Anything interesting happen this week?
Well, I'm a workaholic, so I just put in a lot of work. Try to stack my ducats up. Just do little things like that.
You making me dizzy.
Okay. But yeah, but sun up to sundown, that's all I did was work, and then went to sleep and got up and did it again. What a man's supposed to do.
Okay, but nothing interesting went on this weekend.
No, just did a lot of study and just did a lot of, just went to the gym a couple times, just I didn't go to any shows or any plays or anything that I can just think of or anything like that. I just, took care of me and made sure I was straight so I can take care of everything else around me.
Got you. Well, for me, we had death in the family.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my nephew, well, ex-nephew, but I still consider him nephew.
Family always family.
Yeah, he was married to my niece, and they had 4 beautiful kids together. And even though they had divorced, he was still their dad and still, I believe, to be a good father. He loved his children. 44 years old, Man. And the sad part is his 2 youngest are graduating from high school. They're twins, 2 sets of twins graduating this May.
Congratulations.
And my heart, I just want to send my condolences to my niece, her children, his family, his friends, and all of his loved ones, that we are praying for you guys. We're here for you. And we definitely are here for our niece and great niece, especially during this time because they're about to graduate and go to college. So we're definitely going to be there for them 100%.
For sure. Sorry to hear about that.
Thank you. And that was really the only thing that happened this weekend. I didn't do too much this weekend. That was basically it. But I did hold on. I do have to mention this. My cousin, I'm not going to say her age because I don't know if she wants me to say it, but she's in the 50 club. She's in the 50s club, and she had her daughter threw a little birthday slash party for her at a nightclub, and the invitation read midnight. Yeah, I don't
I don't
even
know
go.
what that means. What does that
I
mean?
don't go to clubs like that
But what does
anymore.
that mean, midnight?
We
Does it
had to
mean
be to the club
is it
at midnight, from
oh
midnight until.
okay.
So we were like halfway damn tired
For sure. That's
going,
about
and I didn't get there until 1 o'clock,
okay.
1 a.m. Then I got back home about 4:30.
Whoa. You stay out too late. Oh, that's too late.
Yes, but I don't do clubs. I do not like clubs. Are not for me. I'll do a lounge. I'll do a restaurant, a bar. I'll do all of that. But I am not for the clubs anymore.
Yeah, I do.
And
I do walkthroughs.
a walkthrough. What is a
Yeah,
walkthrough?
a walkthrough. You just walk in, see what's going on, walk out, go home, go to sleep. I'll go to 2, 3 places like that.
What clubs is that here in the ATL
Well,
you go to?
they know. I don't. It's a lot of clubs. Clubs come and go, and them clubs got to pay us if we say their name and get it jumping.
Okay. Well, I know the club that I went to, it was a lot of younger people in the club. Um, I would say a few men that's in our age group, but they were out there, I guess, to get them some young tenderonis.
Well, maybe they might just be going to just release some stress or just had a long day
No.
and just want to go sit at the bar and
First of all,
have a drink.
we had a section that her daughter paid for.
Okay.
Like we were VIP.
Well, I think she should have a party though. You should be at the club celebrating life. I don't think there's wrong with that.
No, nothing's wrong with that. But that particular club wasn't for us.
Oh, okay.
I would have liked a grown and sexy, even though I enjoyed myself. So I'm not taking anything away from that. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the company that I was with, and we had a great time together. So let me just state that. Awesome. But the actual club itself, no.
Well, I look at it like this. I look at I don't think you should go to clubs all the time, but I think when you're I think you should go to the club when you're celebrating something.
Well, I would love to go to Magic City.
Magic City.
Hey, we could have really got it popping.
Okay. I see where you go with this.
We could have went to Magic City, and that would have been good. That would have been great. Okay. Yeah. At least we would have had some food. The club we went to, they didn't serve food. They had the bottle girls. They were okay. Yeah. I think if we went to Magic City, it would have It would have been jumping and popping.
Yeah. You'd have spent a lot of money.
On what? I don't need no dance. I'm just gonna look. I just need to sit back and watch.
Okay.
I'm not getting no lap dance. I don't need no woman's ass in my face. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, I don't really go to strip clubs too much, so I wouldn't. In back of my day, I did, but not being the age I am now.
Yeah, I haven't been in years, but I would just say that would have been really nice. That would have been fun. You know what I'm saying? We could have sat back and watched other people get dances and had some good food, because the strip club got good food. They got excellent food.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Well, you should know. You said you used to go.
I used to go all the time.
But you didn't buy the food.
I was frequent. I wasn't worried about the food when I was going. I ate before I came. Better believe it.
Okay.
I just gotta be honest. I don't go no more though.
Well, that's good. Changed man. Oh, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's nothing. Well, I'm going to save that statement for later. I would have loved to have gone to the strip club, get it popping, pop some bottles and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't paying for no dances.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I'm gonna take it back old school a little bit. Just like they said back in the day, ain't nothing. Nobody should be out after 1, 2 o'clock at night. Ain't nothing good happening out.
I agree.
You was out till 4.
Yes, my daughter My 21-year-old called me and she's like, well, I'm gonna stay on the phone with you until you get to the club. I said, that's fine, but you know that I am parking VIP, right? So I'm doing valet parking, and
Of
that's what
course, for you, I'm parking down the street.
no,
Don't care where I slam my car,
no.
and I'll pull the front. And I won't valet nothing and rock straight in.
Yes, and because we were VIP, I did get to walk in, and the line was long, so that was good to be VIP and not have to wait in that long ass line. But yeah, I wish the club had food, and that's what I was saying. That, and I don't think her daughter knew that they didn't serve food because most clubs have food, at least some chicken damn wings. This is Atlanta.
At least they got somebody sitting outside in the
Food truck.
Food truck or something. Yeah, for sure.
Well, none of that was going on. They just wanted you to get drunk.
What side of town were you on?
I was downtown by the Capitol. Yeah.
Okay, I can see. I know exactly where you were.
I don't want to say the name of the club.
I know where you were.
Even though I should put their asses on blast for that for the bathroom being nasty as hell. I would rather went outside and stoop down in the bushes somewhere because of the bathroom being so disgusting. Oh my God. That's a whole nother story right there. But we're gonna keep it moving. And
let's roll.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. And for Hot Topics tonight, guys, we have a special guest. Her name is Dr. Catherine Washington Williams, and she is a pastor as well. So we want to welcome to the show Dr. Williams. Welcome.
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 Thank you. I'm listening. I'm learning. I'm learning about the club and the chicken wings and everything else. I'm learning.
No, stay where you at. You're the best.
Oh, I am. I'm turning the lights.
Hold on. So you weren't a pastor all your life, right?
I have been. I have been most of my life.
So,
but I I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I did a lock-in review one time. Somebody took me there on a birthday party. A male lock-in review. Child, I almost lost my mind. Woo, that's all I'm gonna say.
What is that?
It was out there. It was slanging and ringing and everything else. I just want y'all to know. Woo.
So it was a little strip tease.
It was more than a strip tease, baby. It was a lock-in. That was a review. They actually locked the doors on us. They locked the doors, and everything went.
Like what? I've never experienced that. So I'm lost.
All I'm gonna say is Tarzan ain't got nothing on some of us men folks. Baby. Yeah. But no, and seriously, I have not been saved all my life. But I've never been to a strip club where women sit on other people and whatever not. But I went to a lockdown with all male review, and it was good. It was good. Everything that the Lord made was good. I can say that much. Everything that the Lord made was good. Now let's be honest, y'all. You say this truth ain't in us. Well, I'm gonna tell the truth, the whole truth.
All right.
We love it.
It was good. It was a learning experience. My first time, it was a learning experience. Shocking, but it was a learning experience. And so,
awesome.
And so it was good. It was good. It was good. Would I go back? Nah, because it was a little too much for me. You know, it was a little too much for me. But
but you did enjoy the show.
No, it was shocking. It was shocking. You know, if that's the first time you see this and people doing that stuff, and I'm like, whoa, they pick up some big girls. They picked up some Buffalo girls. I ain't gonna lie. And them men wasn't no Buffalo men, but hey.
They were strong.
Yeah, they were strong. That's all I'm gonna say. And I mean, I was just I did what you said you wanted to do. Sit back and entertain and just watch the show. I was like, whoa, okay. Whoa. And my eyes was going like this. I did my head did a 360. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I took in so much. I learned so much from that one night.
Oh man.
But I said, and we couldn't get out until they opened up them doors. And I was like, whew, my breath was like, okay, Lord. But when they came to me, I said, baby, don't do that. You might don't do that. No, I'm good.
Sounds like something like one of the pastors did that lock-in. What was his name? Winans wouldn't let the people out the church until they But we're gonna keep the show moving, and we're gonna move into the hot topics for tonight. And the first hot topic we're going to talk about is Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. So I'm going to take my time and read this here. It says Kandi Burruss has agreed to pay her ex-husband $426,388 in their divorce settlement. Todd will also walk away with 5 cars, including a Porsche 911, G-Wagon, and Range Rover. So I don't know if you guys have been following them in the news, their divorce, but I know that I have. And I would say 2 things. I think that this is a good thing because I know they first ran in the news that he was getting like $2 million, that he had full custody of the kids and all this stuff. They have 2 young kids together that's in elementary school. And, you know, Todd met Kandi on The Housewives. He worked in production and they met and they fell in love, and the rest was history. Now, what is shocking to me was it's alleged that the reason that they're getting the divorce is, and she even, I believe she said that it was cheating as well. Mm. But here's the thing. They were into bringing people into their bedrooms because she talked about that as well, that they did threesomes and stuff like that. And I did a show about how, you know, when you bring and invite someone into your bedroom and you're married in the covenant, that's not of God. Mm-hmm. You know, so nothing's surprising and shocking to me at the fact that he stepped out behind her, even though they were bringing someone into their bedroom. So what is your take on this? I'm going to start with you, Dr. Williams.
And I love that you said that. So first of all, marriage is a covenant. Mm-hmm. And you said that they had allowed threesomes and everything to come into that. Well, they broke the covenant. And so in fairness, you know, once you break a covenant with God, then other things are led to destruction. And so, you know, wow, they both needed God, number one, not only God, but they needed peace from themselves. Mm-hmm. In doing so, their integrity needed to be checked. I haven't followed the story as you have, but I'm going back and follow that story because I need to dig a little deep. I'm gonna be honest with you about that. But at the same time, from a biblical standpoint of view, fairness and justice, if she earned more money than he did, well, pay up. I'm just going to be a fair person. The responsibility was what was in the marriage or within the marriage, and they both became unresponsible when they allowed other things to happen within their marriage. And so you have to be, number one, responsible and accountable for stewardship and what took place in your marriage. And she made more money, she paid it. I don't have a problem with that, for the simple fact that I know people look at it and society look at it as the man, he has to provide a lot of time financially, but at the same time, the role reversed sometime. If she makes more, she pays.
Well, going into the marriage, you know, like Kandi Burruss was already a part of Xscape, the group Xscape, and she wrote a lot of music for like TLC. She wrote the songs and stuff like that. So she's a producer, songwriter, and she had millions before Todd came along. Mm. And there was a prenup that he signed as well, which he stated that he was forced to do so because it was, all of this was shown on The Housewives, him signing the prenup and all that stuff. So with that being said, Dondi, what's your take on all of this?
I look at it as it's a terrible situation that they're getting divorced. You know, a lot of people look at divorce as a good thing. It's not good. You know what I mean? People at divorce parties. People run around after they get divorced and don't do everything. You know what I mean? But divorce is something we need to learn we need to get back to old days where we stay. You know, I don't know about Todd and Candy as much, but I do know about a lot of other people that are going through the same thing, that are not staying, that are not looking for counseling, that are not going to the church, that are not going to talk to the pastor, that are not doing certain things to keep that family knit together. Because when God, like you said, a covenant, when God is, I was married before, and I knew when I was married, I had everything. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like anything I needed, it came to me easy. You know what I mean? My ex-wife at the time, she worked, but she didn't have to work as hard. You see what I'm saying? Like we had a big house, we had this, we had cars, we had everything, you know. But when everything kind of goes, that divorce, when you don't stay, everybody loses. The Candy loses, the Todd loses, the kids lose, the dog loses. The dog no longer has a house. You know what I mean? So it's a lot going on here, you know. And I feel like, but at the end of the day, like you said, at the end of the day, Todd wasn't with Candy shooting in the gym. You see what I'm saying? And you know, I don't feel like he should be. Now they should be entitled if they had a business together and they split and go certain ways. Yes. But no man should be trying to take from a woman, even though studies show that women have got so much alimony and so much child support. It don't matter. As men, we got to stand up. We could go out there and get it again. Like me, I could lose. I give you everything in my bank account right now, and then I still wake up tomorrow and go get it back. You know what I mean? Because that's my mentality. So I just feel like the family, everybody loses in that situation. I'm not going to speak bad about Candy. I'm not going to speak bad about Todd. I don't know them like that. But what I will say to them, you know what I mean? If y'all could work it out, you can work it out. Forget the outside noise. Forget what your sister's saying. Forget what your brother's saying. No, what's the preacher saying? What's God saying? You know what I mean? Y'all get back to where it started. Go back and get on your knees together, you know? And even if there was threesomes and stuff like that, if they brought that in, if y'all doing that, that's true to y'all, that's true to y'all. You know, that's what y'all do. If that's what makes y'all family work, that's what makes your family work. But you do understand, when you let the devil in, devil equals destruction.
That's right.
Amen. Yeah.
I'm not no preacher, but I do know that.
All right.
You know, so that's all I got on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, I'm with you. I feel like everyone loses in a divorce. The children definitely loses, because now you have, you know, a one parent household, and then they're having to go back and forth to their parents' houses and stuff like that. It's sad that people don't look at that before they step out in their marriage or in their relationship or whatever, you know.
Happy.
Yeah.
That's the word people use.
I tell people, love without structure can become costly. In marriage and family counseling, when I do them, I said, in your relationship, you should have structure. And if not, and you go outside the structure of your relationship, then it costs you something. And what has happened is they went outside the structure of their relationship, and it cost them, like you said, not only the divorce, but the children now are affected by that, because now they have a split parent. But, you know, in all honesty, reality people, and I say that, let the world get to them. They become influencers of everybody. You know, everybody has an opinion. And the sad part about that opinion is, when you start taking on everybody's opinion, you lose what God has said. And I like that Donnie said that, because we so often gravitate toward what everybody else deem as important, but that's really not important. And so I hate it for them, but you know, they need a structure, and they don't have it. Costs them.
And I also, but before we move on to the next topic, I feel like they both were mature enough to handle the situation of living in the spotlight, where they shouldn't have allowed all of this other stuff to come in and interfere in their marriage. I could see if you're 20 and, you know, 20 in your 20s and stuff like that, and you don't know no better. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some things that some of us may have on our wish list that, hey, I want to try this, I want to do this. And they may try it once or twice, but you can't keep inviting the devil in.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? You just can't keep doing it.
Okay.
So,
but let me ask you a question. From Candy's standpoint, if she is forcing a divorce or the person signing it or initiated, right? How can she say cheating when you're allowing your husband to have other women come in your bedroom? So somebody got to be lying. So it can't just be cheating. It can't just be that, because they obviously have a understanding to the point that he can do what he wants to do, she can do what she wants to do, type thing.
But
so
see,
I don't understand. So
that's
how
the
can
problem.
you get cheating?
That's the problem. Most people who do that, they want it to stay there
inside
and inside that bedroom and not go outside. But someone always gets caught up with the person that they're bringing in there.
Can I be honest with you? I'm just gonna be honest. I don't want to
go ahead. This is the truth thing in us, baby. This is the truth thing in us.
I gotta be honest. But if my woman, and not saying that this is what I want and this is what I think is a norm, it's not. But if that was the case, I wouldn't be out here cheating if I could do that with my woman. There would be no way, form, fashion.
Well, they shouldn't have had it open. Let's be true. They shouldn't have had.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to say.
Yeah, they really. No, well, this is about truth. They shouldn't have had an open marriage because she should have been more than enough to satisfy him. But perhaps he wanted more and she wanted more. But then they had and from what I'm understanding, from what Tanya said, they had a mutual understanding that if they did that, they did it together in the bedroom. The thing about it is somebody's going to fall in love with somebody else, because this is the part that people don't understand. When you invite other people in and they doing better than your wife, they might not have more than your wife, but they doing something that your wife not doing.
Amen.
Your wife or your husband is not performing. And that's when a problem step in at. When I used to do marriage and family counseling, I tell people, first of all, don't invite nobody in your bedroom that is better than you. Because when you do, you're going to lose out. Because then love, what you thought was love, is really not love. It's lust. Love going to overtake love. Because lust really is stronger than love. You know, we often,
especially if you're weak-minded, if you're weak. Yes, we got to keep it moving because of time. Okay. We may have to have this topic come back around, guys.
All right, now
on another show, but now we're going to keep it. We're going to keep the topics going because we're running a little behind, and we are going to talk about the pastor asking the congregation for $20,000. Let's play this clip, please.
Let me just see by a show of hands what God is asking you for. You've never given an offering that big before. Let me see. If you believe in God for your business to make $1 million, it could be a $10,000 seed. If you believe in God, it could be a $20,000 seed. I'm just going to tell y'all, it's already in writing. I'm believing God for 7 people to give a $20,000 seed. I know they're going to have this on the internet, but I don't care. Somebody going to hear it and they're going to give the $20,000. I'm believing God for so many of you. I don't know the number right offhand, but I'm believing God for a number of you to give a $10,000 seed, a number of you to give a $5,000 seed. Some of y'all sitting in here right now with $5,000 purses. They don't never have a sale. If Louis Vuitton had a 24-hour sale, some of y'all would apply for a credit card. I'm telling, put it on the internet. I don't care. Go apply for a credit card. You would apply for a credit card to do anything else? Go get you a credit card.
All right. Is that it there? We are back, and we lost Dondi, so he'll be back.
Okay.
So that's a lot. That's a lot. Yes. So he's asking for 7 people to sow $20,000. And then some people to sow 10, some people to sow 5 to go open up a credit card to do so. So I was going to start with Dondi, but are you there, Dondi?
Yes. Can you see me?
Yes. So did you hear it? Did you hear the whole thing? Okay. So I'm going to start with you first, and then I'm going to go to Dr. Catherine. So what is your take on this? And we all saw Drewski do his little skit, right, with the pastors. Did you guys see that skit?
Yes,
I did.
Drewski. Okay, so, and this is like one of the things he's talking about. So, and not to say that people shouldn't tithe or anything like that, but I want to hear you guys take before I
got questions. How many people are in the congregation?
He has a mega church. He has a mega church.
Does he need 20,000 just in that moment, or does he need 20,000 from each person? Like, what are we talking about here?
He said he believes 7 people would give 20,000.
Okay, I believe 7
And
people.
some would give 10 and some would give 5 and whatever not.
I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? But I don't. I really would. I really don't. Because somebody probably will come up and give that money, and you reap what you sow, right? You know what I mean? What you give, you're gonna get back tenfold, right? So I don't think it was more about the church. I think it was about the people. And if somebody was able to give 20,000, you know, why not? You know, if it's gonna help the church, if it's gonna help more, so that's just. I don't know if I'm being politically correct or
is it for the church? Because
What
we
did
don't
he
know. We don't know what and it's not for tithing. Let's just start there.
it's for. I think it's for the church. I think it's for the bills.
He
I
didn't
think it's for the
say-
water. I think it's for you know the people that he bring in. You know what I mean? I think it's for the people that he has to pay. I think it's for a lot. You know.
He
But I
said
also
so. He said so. Okay. So what are we sowing to? Is my question.
I would say if I gave that money, I would say I was sowing to God. You know what I mean? I would
Okay.
say.
Amen.
I would say I would. It wouldn't be for the preacher. It wouldn't be for. It would be for my relationship with God if I gave that much money. But I don't think that he should put a number on it though. I think it should be on what's on somebody's heart, you know, or what somebody wants to give. By you give it a number, yeah, you do making yourself. You are opening up the discussion that we're having now, if it's right or wrong. But I don't think. I think what he says, every pastor says it every Sunday.
I don't
But
think so.
they just don't put a number on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They don't say, hey, we need to make $400,000 right now or we're shutting down. I don't think they do that. But I think they're thinking that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I don't know.
Ooh.
Okay. Well,
But the pastor, she's the person to ask this.
So I mean, I'm okay. I have a lot to say. First
and
of
so
all,
do I.
Begging should not be the posture of any pastor. Let me say that to you all. That's number one. I want you all to understand that. But teaching and leading and inviting people to give is biblical and necessary. I want everybody to understand it. It's throughout the Bible. And number one, giving is an act of worship. We should be taught from 2 Corinthians 9 and 7. I think it says, give cheerfully and not under pressure. I don't want none of my members ever to, and I tell them all the time, please do not give under pressure. And I just taught for the last 4 Sundays about giving and tithing, the way you're supposed to give, the way the Bible tells you that. I use scripture on how to give. You know, if you can't give 10%, you start off very 2% and 5% and 7%. And God going to teach you. God is going to teach you, not me. God is going to teach you how to be. As a matter of fact, I'm at the point where right now I'm past the 10% as a tither. That's just me. Okay. And I will tell you this, leadership is responsible for teaching stewardship. He, you know, so often we use the platform we own, the audience, and because he's on Facebook, because he said it, I know it's going to be out there on Facebook. We use those platforms to get a wrong message. He already knew it was going to reach Facebook because he already told y'all. We know it's going to go out there, and so I agree with Donnie. There's a way to give. There's a way to teach it. Maybe not social media. It shouldn't have been involved in that. But it's how you done it. The church do have a need. Ministry requires resources. And I'm going to be honest with you all. For my small church, and I got a small church, we just paid over $2,900, close to $3,000 for the propane just to be put into the church over the wintertime. That's one time. That's just one for emergency. Okay, because it had went out during a cold winter month. They said the propane went up. But had we not had the money, I would have had to stand before the church and say, listen, I need you all to dig a little deeper because the next Sunday we might be cold or we might not come. And I'm going to have to be honest with you. Sometimes the church is not very resourceful and the people are not very giving. But he has a mega church. I'm going to say that. So we have to, be careful on how we put ourselves out here in the media, especially when we know we're on Facebook and all of that.
So my thing is, we are living in trying times. You have a lot of people who are out of work. You have a lot of people who are suffering financially and they turn to the church. And I don't know whether this church gives to their congregation or not, but what I will say is when you put a number on it, what is the purpose for that? What is this $20,000 going for? Why are you bringing up the fact that we're walking around with $5,000 purses? What's that to try to put shame and guilt on the congregation?
The guilt tactic he used.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what is this money even for? And I know we didn't see the full video of what transpired, but at the end of the day, a lot of these pastors want to be celebrities.
That part.
A lot of them want to be showboating. Okay. A lot of them, I'm just going to keep it real. I'm keeping 100 at this point. And I'm not saying this is what he's doing, but a lot of pastors, is the money going in his pocket? I mean, we don't know. Like, what are we sowing to? What are we sowing for? And if you're sowing, I could see if he was saying, hey, let's sow for these people who don't have jobs, who can't pay their light bill. They can't pay their rent. They can't pay their mortgage because they lost their jobs. They don't have food on the table for their family and their kids. Or the workers at the airport who are not getting paid. Let's sow so we can pour into them. I don't know the purpose of this sowing at the end of the day. And to say that you don't care if they put it on the internet, now you're being, what's the word I'm looking for here? Defiant? Is that the right word? Because you're like, you don't give a damn what people think of you. You don't give a damn how they see you as a leader, as a pastor of this church. You don't care. It's like they don't care anymore.
So, well, Ty, I think you're onto something, but I do think there are pastors that do care. I think there are pastors that probably don't even care if they care because they're not doing it they're doing it for God.
I believe that too.
They're the messenger. You know what I mean? So I think that we put so much on the pastor sometimes instead of their job is to give us the word. You know what I mean? They're still
Exactly.
lives.
Exactly.
Things. But you got to think about this. You said something. You said, what if he says, okay, we're going to help this family because they lost their job. They say this, and then we help this family. So how many other families are going to come forward to say, we lost our job, we need help? So now we're going to take all our resources and now we're giving it to the congregation instead of taking care of everything else.
But you got to be able to prove that you don't have a job. There are things that are put into place. Okay. There are things that are put into place to verify that they're literally going through something.
But you're right.
And the church, like some churches are set up to where if you come to them for money, they want to make sure that you're tithing.
We do.
Okay. Before they help you. So let's just be clear. So, and they do things to make sure you have to present to them certain things in order to get that money to prove that you don't have the job, that you're struggling or whatever the case may be. You just can't come out and say, oh, I don't have a job. I mean, and run game because, everybody and their mama going to come out.
I'm glad you said that because let me be truthful to y'all. It had came to a time where many people were coming to the church just to get, because we wasn't asking those questions. We wasn't doing, the church was not doing a check and balance. And so now, as you stated, the church really don't give money to people like that. What we do is, if you tell me that you need a light bill paid, then bring us the light bill. And we would directly pay it, and because people have done game on the church. But I think the problem with this video is the way the pastor used some of his words. I think nobody wouldn't have had a problem with it if some of the things that he stated, because you said it, Brother Donnie, is that every Sunday we do get up there and we tell them about giving, because I say God loves a cheerful giver, and I'm not begging them to give. I'm letting them know that I just told you all, we have a obligation to give, because Malachi tell us we obligated to give to God his 10%. It's not ours to give. It's his 10%. He's given us everything. As a matter of fact, he's given us 100. And out of that 100%, he's only asking us for 10% of that back. And you can do 90, the 90% that is yours, you can do whatever you want. But the thing about it is, some people now, and if the truth ain't in us, let us go ahead and tell the truth. Some people won't even give the church the 10%. Some of us steal from God. Some of us,
and I agree. And I agree with that.
That preacher asked for 20,000%.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the thing.
Okay, and you fine with it, so I'm gonna let you reach in your pocket and give that $20,000, Don D.
And because if so, please come give it to me. Let me give you my
I don't
address.
have it. I got it.
But the thing about it is, I think what happened was he lost control of what he said as a pastor. I'm using my psychological degree. I'm using my psychiatrist degree now from a psychological point. To me, he began to beg them for the money because he told them what they should have done. So what out of my mouth, what I would have done was I would have done it a little differently. But then again, everybody's different. You know, everybody is different. I'm sorry that I had to plug in. Everybody's different. The way we can talk to our kind. We don't have to exploit it like Tanya said. Put it out there. You got the purse now. Come on, you don't put nobody to shame about what they have. So what? It's their money. If they paid for that purse, let them do it. Do you, boo? But long as you gave your 10% to me, I don't care. You can do whatever you want with your money. I gotta find homes, but I also give the way the Lord tell me to give. But I'm not going to beg my congregation. Yes. I'm not going to have those because I've been in churches and the bishops and the apostles and everybody had those $20,000 lines. And I'm looking at them like, man, for $20,000, I got some bills I could pay. Now, if you can afford it, do it. And I'm a pastor. I'm talking real. Let's talk real.
Yeah. And
but
I think
wouldn't do that.
That's why
I'm like you. I wouldn't do that to my members, knowing now his members might, Tanya, be that status they have that money. I don't know, because I want to know his name so I can really follow him and see what's going on though.
Well, here's the thing, and then we got to keep the show moving. Here's the thing. Number one, that's why a lot of people are walking away from churches because of things like this. And they don't feel like, first of all, they have no real relationships with their pastor. And I get if you have 20,000 members, you can't have a personal relationship with everybody. I'm not saying that. Okay. But at the end of the day, a lot of these pastors are untouchable. And the only people that can get to them are the celebrities. And some of the celebrities don't even attend their churches, but yet they got that connection at the end of the day where you or I can't just walk up to that pastor. They got their bodyguard standing up. You cannot go up to your pastor and just shake his hand. Okay, so let's just keep that clear. Right there, Mr. Don.
Tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. Because can I say something? And I love it that you're saying that, but you have stepped on a lot of people's toes. Because you are so right about that. And we are not untouchable as pastors. We are servants of God. We're not servants of the world. No. We should be anybody that need help. Everywhere I go, people know me and can touch me. I don't need no bodyguards. The bodyguard that I have is God.
Yeah, but when they become celebrity status,
that part,
they forget about all that other stuff. They become of the world.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something. In the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, all of our 12 bishops, you can touch them and talk to them at any time. They don't have all those bodyguards around them. And I'm gonna let y'all know, they meet with all the rest of these celebrity people. They know them, but we don't have no bodyguards around our bishops.
Amen. Now we're gonna keep this. I'm gonna let you stay on. And I got to keep the show going because we're almost gonna be out of time here. So we're going to move on to our topic for tonight. And, we
just got to get into the topic? My bad.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe if two people aren't equally yoked, meaning that they don't share the same values, the same vision for life, it's not going to work. Okay. Because if you're not aligned, number one, you're not building together. Okay. And if you're not building together, eventually you're going to grow apart. So, is being equally yoked more important than being in love? And we're talking tonight about how married couples are now becoming roommates, living like roommates. That's become the new norm here. And so I just feel like if you're married, at the end of the day, you have become as one, and then living separate lives, meaning, so we're married. I'm going to go do my thing. You're going to go do your thing. We're going to sleep in separate bedrooms. We're going to split the bills 50-50. Okay. And we're going to call it a day. But your spouse is doing what he wants to do. She's doing what she wants to do. And there's no coming together. Like, make it make sense to me. Now, who wants to start that conversation?
May I
Because
please?
yes, because a lot of people are living separate lives in their marriages.
So what happened? It means that the covenant still exists, but the connection is broken. In other words, that couples may share a household, but their hearts, their relationship is broken. And biblical marriage, it was designed for unity, spiritually and emotionally and physical, not just legal status. And a lot of people have the legal status, but does not have the covenant that God designed man and woman to have. And that's sad in this world.
Yeah, I think like with me and my husband, when we got married, we would this was before we had a house with a washer and dryer in it. We would go to the laundromat together. We would go grocery shopping together. We would do things together. And we still do some of those things together. And I think in a lot of relationships, you have men doing their own thing, women doing whatever it is they do, and then they're sleeping in separate bedrooms as well. And I think that opens the relationship up for someone else to move in.
Yeah.
Because there is no unity at the end of the day. And I don't know how you guys feel about sharing bank accounts. And I feel like it's, to each his own. But I know for my husband and I, we are as one. And we do everything together as far as our finances go. Okay. And I was just watching on social media today. This guy was saying how he makes $180,000. His wife makes $60,000, and he expects her to pay 50. They have to split everything 50-50.
Mm.
And I'm saying to myself, what kind of man are you?
Mm.
At
I
the
want
end of the
Donnie
day,
to answer that. Donnie, go ahead. What you think? Give us your intake. Come on, bro.
Okay, there's a lot of questions. So this is what I feel. I feel like what we're talking about older generation, like the generation, they worked it out. They basically said, okay, you sleep over here, then we're gonna work our way back together. And you're right. It does give people chances for other people to move in. But a lot of people not even doing that no more. You talking about sharing bank accounts. What? People don't share nothing no more. People ain't even sharing last names no more. You're seeing on Facebook and Instagram, you're seeing one marriage a year. You're not seeing people get married no more. Marriage is not on the table no more, and not saying that. I'm not saying it's not, and people are not getting married, but social media wise, they're keeping it away from social media for whatever reason. They don't want somebody to know. So I think that a lot of people are not even, this generation is not even thinking about getting married. I think this generation wants their cake and eat it too. I think people are divorcing more than they're getting married. Like I said, people are not staying. And believe what I say in people, I say a lot of times I say women. And let me tell you the reason why. 80% of women leave. 20% of men will initiate the divorce, but 80% of women leave, and they're the ones not staying. And let me tell you why. That man makes $180,000, like you said. She makes 60, right? she makes $60,000 a year. Like, why not split? If that's what makes y'all family work, why not split it down the middle? Why? That's why at 60 years old and 70 years old, y'all women are walking around with y'all purse like this, straight up, nothing wrong with you. And then you got your husband walking behind you like this, hunchback, because he been grinding his whole life. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. He been grinding. Y'all been sending him out just to grind to pay for all the bills. And then guess what?
You're
Y'all
misled.
Hold up. Then y'all
You
will
are.
look up. Hold up. Then y'all will look up. I know this is why we have to do. Then y'all will look up and leave that man, divorce that man, because you're not happy. Now, and like I said last time, Tom Brady, his wife just got married. He's got all the money in the world. She just got married, and it wasn't to him. Deion Sanders' wife left him with 2-3 kids. These are the best men in the world.
How do you know they're the best men in the world?
I'm serious.
You live with them?
I'm
No,
serious.
what I mean
Do
by the
you
best
live
men in the
with
world-
them?
But what I mean by the best men in the
Materialistic
world,
Because they
men.
got money? Because
it
they
ain't
have
material-
money?
it
No.
ain't because they got money. It's because they grind it. It's because
Money
they got after it.
money does not define you as a man
And then
or a woman.
yeah, and then you're saying something and you missing out on what you said. You said they're grinding. Maybe you're grinding the wrong thing and not paying attention to your home life. This
Yes.
is what I'm saying. First of all, there
Misled.
has
I'm
to be
grinding because I got a hunchback. I got
No,
a hunchback at 60 years old. Y'all walking straight up, walking to the mall like it ain't nothing. But man, we walking like this. That's
Well,
60.
bro, I can't speak for all the other women in the world.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna tell
exactly.
you something. Ain't nobody ever did nothing for me. If anything, my back has been hunched back and hunched over and
Okay.
everything.
I
Because
get that.
don't put us all in the same category.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not.
But what I'm trying to tell you is this much. So everybody has a purpose. When you go into your marriage, your covenant with your husband, you have a purpose. My husband, if he can't lead me, well, at that time he couldn't lead me, but I said back. I threw up my hand, country boy from Alabama, told him, you the man. You the man. Okay, you do you. And he did. But he did everybody else in the process of doing me.
And some of them don't even know how to be a man.
Exactly.
Let's
And
just say
I
that.
was the one that sat back and did nothing and let him lead, but he was leading other women. So I think everything that depends on your relationship, your husband and wife. So I can't compare your relationship with somebody and my relationship and Tanya's relationship with her husband, because all of us come from a different culture, a different background. I
Mhm.
saw my mom and daddy stay to married till they died.
Most definitely.
But he didn't see that in his. And had I did some investigation before I jumped into a marriage, I would have known that I should have probably married somebody that was equally yoked. Like Tanya first started this thing and says equally yoked. We don't jump into a relationship equally yoked because we look with these eyes instead of with the heart and our heart. And when you look with these eyes, the world is going to do just what it's
Blindsided.
doing to us. Yeah, and do what us doing to us what we're doing now. Nothing.
Yeah.
We
So
making
And
mistakes.
not only that, so let me say this. First of all, women have been the backbone
Amen.
for Black men
All
since
our
the
life.
beginning of time. Let's just
All
keep
our
it
life.
real. And when you men decide to walk out and leave your fucking families, excuse
Amen.
me, Pastor,
whoa.
leave your
Okay, keep going, but
families
no, I'm not-
for someone else, okay? And we're left to carry the weight and the burden of raising the kids, working, going to school. You heard the song "I'm Every Woman"?
It's
You heard of
all
that
in
song?
me,
Okay,
yeah.
there you go. And that's what we are. We are every
Every
damn
woman.
But
and,
that's
and we carry you men on our shoulders. We lift you up, okay? We lift you up at the same time. But don't sit up here and act like because a man has money
Money.
that he's a good man.
Hunchback.
Hunchback and all that
no.
bullcrap.
All
We don't
I
want
was
to hear that.
okay. But that's what I'm saying. Y'all gonna jump on me. But listen, what I'm trying to say. I'm sticking up for. You gotta think this is
You
social
ain't sticking
media.
up the right way.
You ain't.
But that's how. But this is I'm sticking up for men at this point. But at the same time,
It ain't making
this
sense.
is a social media era, right? And you're talking about marriage, and all I'm saying is that people are not getting married. And then when they do get
What
married, they're
man
not
today
staying.
is
And
working
hold on.
jobs?
And every woman ain't like y'all. Every woman ain't holding down a Black man. These women are really saying, oh, they're not even, they don't even want a husband. They're doing it. A lot of women are doing it on their own. They want to do it on their own.
So
They
Donna,
wanna-
that's
you
not
see-
necessarily true. Because can I be on? So let's be
I'm
true
talking about
right
this
quick.
generation. I'm not talking
The
about
generation,
not
the
true.
generation that we
in
living
20
with now, the generation of men that's coming up now, they too busy playing the Xbox. They don't even want a job. Let's talk about the truth.
Hello,
Because you know
There
what?
are some
hello,
They
men.
got the
There are
woman
some
that
men.
got the house. They got the woman that has the house, and they playing Xbox and gonna want to
I
move in
agree.
with you. Now, bro, don't get me started
I
on that.
agree.
'Cause I'm
and they
No,
want
they
to
want you to get
drop
started.
you
Exactly.
off to work.
They don't have
drop
nothing.
You
When-
off.
They ain't dropping me off
when I ask a
nowhere.
man,
And drive-
nowadays when I ask a man, what do you have? You don't even have a car. You're living with your mama. You don't have nothing going for yourself, and then you want to move in with me, baby. Bye. Swipe left. and I do.
Exactly, and that's the men that you're dealing with. We gotta step it up, just like I gotta step my women up. We gotta step our men up. You gotta step your men up. Like you can't talk to a man that don't got no car. You can't talk to a man that don't got no job.
I
You
don't.
can't talk to the man that ain't talking about his credit. You
I
can't
don't.
talk. You
So
can't
because
deal
these
with a man.
women, because these women now have standards,
Yes.
okay, and women now have standards.
No,
and nothing
men
is
now
wrong.
have
No,
standards.
they
Men
don't
now
have.
have
But
standards.
let me hold on. Don't interrupt me. Listen to
Okay.
this. Listen to this. Number one, you got a lot of these men who don't have a job. They'll take their woman's car, drop the woman off to work, and then they're going to hang out with their boys and shit like that, or going to another woman's house. I've heard.
Nobody
I've,
I know does
I've
that.
heard. I've
None of
heard
the
it
guys I
all
know
from
does that.
women. I've heard it
Yes.
all from women.
None of the
Okay?
guys I know do that.
That regardless, it's happening.
It's happening.
Okay,
Let's,
We're
let's
telling-
talk
we're
the
letting
truth.
you know.
Want me to
We're
tell you don't
letting
want
you
me to
know
tell you
what's happening.
with some of the women are doing. You don't want me to tell you that. Please.
Go ahead. No,
I'm
tell us
dealing
because
with it.
I
Yeah,
need to
because
hear
the
some of
women
them
are playing
dogs.
the same games you men have been playing for years,
Nah,
and
we
now
never.
y'all can't handle
Never.
it.
Exactly. That shouldn't be. That
Well,
shouldn't be.
y'all shouldn't
That
play the
shouldn't be.
games.
That shouldn't be. So you mean to
Okay.
tell me, just like my granddaddy had a child right up the street, you mean to tell me it's
Ooh.
okay for a woman to start having children up the street
If that's what she want to do,
having 2-3 kids that ain't the man's? No,
Well,
that's not right. That's not right.
if
No,
he can do it, she
that's
can
not-
do it.
no. I tell you, I'm not with that. I'm
Oh,
not with
yeah.
that at all.
No.
And I know you ain't with that.
She
You
not
ain't
with that. She
You
not with
just you're not
So-
with that.
So
Listen.
So this is what I think. I think we need to call for reclaiming our time. Aunt Maxine said it best. In society, we need to reclaim our time and teach each other the love language, because society has taught us what is good and what is bad, and it's always not great. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to not teach our boys to go out there and get jobs, but instead to play games, be lazy, whatever not. Because really, I see it. You know, I do a lot of scholarships,
And it's
and
not
I can't even
acceptable.
give away scholarships because nobody know how to write a simple paragraph to get the scholarships, and it's really sad.
That
Whether it's
part.
black men or women, they don't want it. They want us to write it and let AI and all this other stuff write a scholarship for them, and which I have a problem. Now I'm gonna get back to what we said. We have to teach each other how to be kind and good to one another, how to be men. The men really, Donnie, you need to teach them how to be men, and we need to teach the young girls how to be women. And because we all play a role in how to interact with one another.
But are the younger children, are they listening to the OGs, as we would call it? Are they listening to the people that already paved the way, that already went? And that's what I tell my children all the time. I already went this way. I can tell you, all you do is ask me, and I already traveled this road. You know what I mean? So if you ask me the question, I'm gonna give you the best answer that I could possibly give you, because I've seen that before. But the children are actually going against,
Well,
their parents.
it starts at home, and a
Their
lot of these
grandparents.
men aren't good role models for their
It
children.
does.
Grandparents
Also
are
home.
36 years old right now. Do you understand that? I know a grandparent. I talked to a grandparent. She got 2 grandchildren. She's 36 years old.
And I understand that, but what
Me
I'm
too.
saying to you is that it starts at home. Men need to start teaching
Teaching
their sons
boys.
how to be
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Start teaching their daughters
Mhm.
what to expect from a man.
Yeah.
And one of the things that my husband told our daughters, you don't have to beg a man for anything. You
Anything.
go out there, you're educated now,
Earn it.
you have a degree, you can make your own money. A
Money.
man coming in her world needs to be there to enhance
Mhm.
what she already has.
Mhm.
Okay? And they can be equally yoked and they can be even keen. But in my world, I
You have
feel like a
standards.
man, yeah, There's
Yeah.
standards, and my husband, he takes out the trash. I never take out the trash.
I think a man
Um,
should.
and
It shouldn't be a question.
and the bills being paid, even though I make good money, he makes good money, he pays the bills.
Okay.
Now,
So, but can he come to you right now and say, "Hey, baby, can I get $5,000 real quick?"
all of our money's in the same. We got 4
Oh,
accounts.
so
All
okay,
of our
okay,
money's
okay.
in the same.
See.
So it
Listen,
don't matter.
Let me just. Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? What y'all got going on? That's why I say, like she just said, we need to teach a class. You need to teach a class, and you and your husband need to get in front of husband and wives, and really, you don't got to teach a class, but go to church one day and have
Just show them.
Yes, and just
Yeah,
show
just show
them, because a lot of
and-
people are not doing what you're doing now. That's obsolete. What you're talking about.
And I agree with you. Yeah, and I agree with you, because so often we see celebrities and look who children and people have to emulate, these celebrities and other people that you can get it right now this way if you do this, and we don't have good examples in the world today, to be honest. That's the biggest problem, because of social media and everything that we look at. We don't have the good examples. But like Tanya, you saying all that, what you teaching your children, but how many other young girls are you teaching, or your husband teaching? How many other young boys are you telling? Because that's so important that in the church and other settings, even on podcasts, we have those people to come in and we show them how to do it. And that's the sad part about it, is we are so caught up in ourselves that we're not willing to teach other people. And I do teach a class on that. I got a thing called 3 T's for me: truth, talk, and teach. And we teach them how to do things. But we're only one person, but it takes the world to do it, because we're out here.
A
But what are we
village.
doing?
It takes
Can I
a
ask you a question?
village.
Yeah.
So like when women are going back to like basically their friends or whatever, and y'all having a conversation, how many women are telling them, that woman that has a house that's with their husband, oh, my husband's doing this and that and the third, how many women are telling them to stay, work that out,
So
or
let me
not, and say,
I
oh
will-
girl, just leave him.
So
Oh,
I
girl, you need to come
never
outside.
tell my friends if they're
No.
having issues with their man
Me
to
neither.
leave.
I don't
them.
even want to
So-
get involved with the
So
conversation.
let's just be clear on that.
Me too. Me neither.
And unless she's being physically,
y'all
unless she's being physically abused, then I'm going to say you need to leave that man.
For sure.
Now, here is another thing. I feel like the young generations today, and what you're talking about, and they're not putting up with a lot of stuff. But you say that, but they are. We see all these young girls going after these men with money instead of them going to make their own damn money.
Exactly.
Make their own money. Okay. But they rather go after the ball players, go after the whomever, who the big ballers, shot callers at the end of the day. And what happens? These men control them. And once they're done using them up, what do they have? They don't have nothing.
Yeah.
They have nothing. Like Amy was locked out of the damn house by, what's his name, the other day?
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's wrong, because that's his wife. A lot of the times people,
I don't care. My husband ain't locking me out of shit.
I said it's wrong. I said it's wrong because it's his wife. You don't lock your wife out, but you're gonna lock somebody who's not your wife out.
Why? Because he got power and money, and that's what these women settle for.
Yeah.
At
They're
the end of the
easily
day.
manipulated by them, and they're so controlling. And one of the things about it is,
I don't want to say nothing wrong. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I think it again is called educate one another about right from wrong, and what can you do in a marriage. The marriage should be just that marriage. It should be between you and your husband. When you bring outside people into your marriage to ask their opinion, then you're getting some information that might not be what you need. If you're not, and this is what I tell people so often, if you don't have a degree in family and marriage counseling or something that's going to help somebody, keep your opinions to yourself, because that's all it is.
Yeah, they need to go to counseling. Go
Yes.
to a marriage counselor.
Yes.
Seek counseling.
Yes.
And I think even if you're in a healthy relationship, there's nothing wrong
Counseling.
with counseling.
Amen.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that person is neutral. That person don't know you and your friends to spread your business or anything like that. So yes, and we got to pick and choose our battles. But I'm not for, I don't see how people live as roommates with their spouses.
No,
I just don't see that.
I don't see it that much at all.
Me neither. I don't neither. I don't even like that. I can't. those are arranged marriages, I call them, where they doing it for the purpose of just being married. You know, in the military, when I was in the military, they did a lot of those arranged marriages just to get BAQ and housing and stuff. But I don't like that. That's not ethical.
And I have another question for you guys. A man with money that has access, that has what's the word I'm looking for? Fame and all this other stuff. I can see how they can become controlling. And these young girls are easily manipulated. And my question is, where are the parents? Because, and I know some people are going to say, well, they're grown. I can't control what they do or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, who wants to be with someone? First of all,
they're not with them.
How do you
if
know
they're
that?
fame and all that, if they're not married, they're not with. They have plenty of
Groupies.
Yeah, they're groupies. That's what you're talking. You're talking about a groupie. If you're trying to talk to somebody you want to talk to somebody that has money. You want to talk to a man that has a Range Rover. You want to talk to a man that's 6'4". You want to talk to a man that you know what I mean. That just is just.
Yeah, but what about being equally yoked and making sure that that person has making sure that person has a good heart. Just because somebody has a lot of money doesn't make them a good person. Look at Jeffrey Epstein.
That's a fact.
He is not a fucking good person.
But that's a fact. But guess what? These women are getting on Jeffrey Epstein's boat every weekend.
They want that popularity. It's about being popular.
Women every day. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
And guess what? I can't support them.
These women ain't out here checking for character. These women ain't out here looking for the hard-working man. These women ain't out here looking for that man that just got off with them work boots on at 7:00 p.m. That's tired like that. That's the man they should be looking for. But they looking for the guy that looks cool, that's about to go to the club at 7, 8 o'clock. That got his money easy that day. That's about to and you don't know how much money he got. You just see a wad in his pocket, and you don't know that's his savings. Yeah. And if you take all that,
he ain't got nothing.
But guess what you about to do with that man? You about to hang out with him. You about to do world knows what with him and everything else. And then you gonna wake up tomorrow morning and worry about where he went. Why he ain't with me? Why he with that other girl? Because you was a fly by night, because you was a groupie, because you didn't meet the man in church, because you didn't look and see what he really got going on. Just because he drive a nice car, that don't mean nothing. That could be his homeboy's car. That's
a borrowed car.
Or rented.
Mama, daddy.
Yes. In Atlanta, they will rent a car to go out to the club,
You getting tricked. These women getting tricked. These men getting tricked by women. It's just. If I would say get married, stay inside, and don't come outside. Don't go in the street. Stay on the sidewalk. Don't come in the street, stay on the sidewalk, because anything goes out here. Yeah. These women don't have no love for you. The men don't have no love for the women. We got to start back and becoming equally yoked. We got to start back going to things where men on this side, women on this side, and we need to start saying, hey, I love you. I love you. I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed.
Dondi.
But right now, we are hating on each other. Women hate men right now.
Let me ask you a question. I don't believe that. I believe.
I
believe black. Look, I know for a fact, black women are not treating they're not loving black men or rallying around a black man. Everybody on this planet hates a black man.
Well, is the black man rallying around the black women? Is the black man? Is the black men rallying around the black women?
Yes, black men love black women.
No, they talk down. They talk down about black women.
Dondi, I'm in a military town. Listen, I'm in a military town. Vanilla has more flavor. That's right. Vanilla have more flavor in this military town I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
But that's still because they won. Because they won. Bro, man, I'm looking for everywhere I go. I'm looking for the most beautiful black woman, and just not to say nothing to her. Not to say nothing to her, but just to admire. Just like, look at that black woman. Look, man, black men, we love our black women. Now, yes, we do. Now, I'm sorry, Pastor, when I say this, but some people are women. Some people, and the women will tell you this.
Okay.
They'll be like, some people are hoes.
Okay, I got you. We'll talk
some
about
women are. Some women are The other word. You know what I mean? And they'll
But what about men?
they'll say
Men are
this about
hoes
themselves.
too.
Well, some men are pimps.
And
Some men are
hoes.
players.
Put the
Some men
hoes
are
on them
hoes.
too.
Some men are all that too. But there's a lot of good men. And guess what?
And there are a lot of good women.
Guess what? A dog, if you feed a dog will come home.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's what it is.
Well, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down for our black women.
Women
at the
can't
end
do
of the
what
day.
men do. Period. Women
Okay.
cannot do what men do. Period.
You know,
Stop trying to do it. Y'all
What job?
can't do it.
Let me ask you a question.
Can't do it.
What job today these men working where they gonna be hunchback?
Skyscraper job.
They ain't in the fields
People
no
that-
more.
hold on,
They
hold
ain't
on.
in the fields
What do
no
you
more,
mean?
sir.
People still-
They're not picking
plumbers-
cotton
hold
no
on.
more.
Plumbers.
They ain't picking no damn
Hold on.
cotton no more. Stop it.
Plumbers. We talking about
Stop
all
it.
people. Hold on. I think all men. I think grinding is a mindset. I don't think it's just going out to work with your hands. I think it's waking up, going out, sun up
It
to
is a
sundown,
mindset.
and going to get it every day. Not taking no days off. You know what I mean? Unless you tired, unless
And
you
we're gonna
sick.
be wrapping up in the next 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm
but
sorry.
Let me say this. What about the men, like Dr. Catherine said, who play the video games, who sit at home, play video games? Their wives out there working 2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They may
Blame.
work, and they may only work 1 job, but they come home, they sit down, they play the damn video game
And then
instead of
that's
getting
my
their,
dinner.
yeah. Go get you a second job. Your wife got 2, sir.
And I ain't hating Dinah, but I'm gonna say this because I know we're getting ready to wrap this up. But let me say this: most black women now are the most all black women now are the most educated thing on this world. We have obtained places, but we're the lowest paying, and doors are still not opening for us, and that's why we grind so hard. And I'm gonna tell you straight up now,
Y'all are intimidated.
nobody ever gave me anything. Every door that I walked into, it was because God opened it. And sometimes people even try to shut them. I've been in the doors where I was the only female doctor, and they told me, "Oh, you come to clean?" And I looked at them and said, "No,
Whoa.
I ain't come to clean nothing. I come to tell you what to do because now I'm your new supervisor." I had to walk away from that job because it wasn't healthy for me. And I'm gonna tell you something. So now I had to open up my own business because a lot of times when people see me as a black woman with the field of psychology, they looking at me and say, "Oh, so who are you?" You know, there's not a lot of black psychologists. Look it up in North Carolina and Fayetteville. I'm the only one.
Mm.
And you know what? The doors have been shut in my face because of my degree.
Mm.
You know, so I started my own business for that and get more than them and see more than them. But I will say this: we discredit each other so much because black women love hard, but we haven't always been treated good by no man. Whether because a white man has always used and raped us from the beginning of time, and you know that yourself. Go back to history.
Yeah.
And today, even the black men are turning to the white women to do whatever they want to them and to marry them, and still leave the black woman struggling with their kids. You know, everybody's not after a basketball player, a football player, a fame and fortune. Some of us just want a hard-working black man that's going to be by our side and treat us right. And trust me, I know a lot of single sisters that all they want is a hard-working black man that have a job that's going to come home to and be their man, not everybody else's man.
Yeah, that's truthful, faithful, all of that.
I believe, I know there are.
Okay, well, you was up here just, you know, I don't know.
It's hard when everybody's listening to Cardi B though. We don't know. We can't tell the difference. We can't.
And that's why we have to teach our children at home that the role models are in the household,
yes,
or in our communities, instead of the people we see on TV. Because guess
Amen.
what? We don't know how these people live behind closed doors.
Those doors.
We don't know who they truly are behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Everybody puts this facade up for us to see, like Bill Cosby did.
Yes.
We thought he was the pudding man.
They came and got him 50 years later, but okay.
Okay, and they got his ass. And guess what?
But he ain't the only one. They should have got a lot more of them. I'm going to let y'all know straight up.
And you're right, but I'm just saying, he didn't leave this earth without what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? Oh my God. My mind just went blank. So I'm going to leave that alone. But this has been a great conversation, guys. I hope you guys, we didn't even get to see what people were putting in the comments tonight because we were just caught up in this conversation.
Yeah, we couldn't even make to the next topic.
Well, Dr. Catherine, we have enjoyed you
Thank you.
Yes,
coming
thank you.
on tonight.
Thank you.
Love your personality, love your sense of humor,
Yeah.
love your commentary, everything.
Thank
Okay.
you so
In
much.
Truth Nation,
Yeah.
we hope that you enjoyed the show tonight. We will be back next week with a different topic. Please like and subscribe to our page and hit the notification button. And also, please drop your comments below if you have any questions that you want to ask us for next week. If you have any topics that you want us to discuss, put it in the chat. Also, if you would like to be on the show, for whatever reason, you have something that you want to speak your truth or whatever the case may be about a situation, a topic, please send us an email as well at thetruthaintinus@gmail.com. And